Okay, so today I'll be walking you through customizing and reskinning the Run Alien Run project. So the first thing I want to do is I actually just called this game Test Side Scroller because initially it was going to be a game I was going to publish myself, but I ended up making a new project based off of this one and just use this one as like kind of like my skin template, and I just wanted to share it. So the first thing you want to do is watch the first video on importing the and engine projects and all the extensions you need, which should be and engine and the and engine physics box 2D extension. So to get started, watch that first video, and you should be here where I am. You should have all three projects in your workspace. Don't really worry about this one; you don't need it, but you should have 1, 2, and 3. So to get started, the first thing we're going to talk about is reskinning the graphics. So all the graphics for this project are specifically stored and created in the resource manager. So if you open that up, you should see here, you should see texture regions, and they're all named according to how they are. So like the play button is the play button, the pause button is the pause button, etc., etc. And here's the music right here, the theme music that plays. Here's the sound. Here's the Atlas uh, canvases right here. And if you scroll down, we have a method here that loads the game resources and load game graphics here. Now here's where most of the reskinning takes place in the game scene, because here's where we load all of our game scene graphics. And as you see here, we create our atlases as we make one 512 by 512, another one 1024 by 1024, and we make another one 1024 by 1024. Now you don't want to go bigger than 1024. That's about the max size you want to go because you don't want to get out of memory errors on Android devices. So here, if you look here, you see the character texture, which is our main player. And if you look to the end, you'll see this character PNG right here. And that's basically the graphic file itself. And the graphic file itself is loaded in GFX. So if you go to our folder here, we go to Assets, GFX, we can see the character file right there. And if you open it up, you will see there's a character. So there's the character, and as you see, he has 7 columns, because if you open it up, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, and it has 1 row. So 1 row. So whatever graphic you load in, make sure it has 7 columns and 1 row. Or if you want to have less or more, you can just simply change these parameters here to whatever your project is. And as you see here, we have a restart texture, and that links to the restart button, which is here, restart button. Here's the restart level scene. Here's the coin object. So we click on coin, you'll see the coin object right there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for as far as customizing the graphics. Now, as far as building levels, I actually only built one level for you guys, and the way that works is if we go ahead and exit out of this resource manager and go to our game scene class and scroll down to your create level method here, you'll see right here this line of code that says tmx slash level1.tmx. So that's telling us that, hey, the file is located in the tmx folder, which is here, and the file is level1.tmx. So if we click on that, we can actually open this up, right click and open with text editor there. And as you see here, if you look at this line, image source file, it's actually pointing to gfx slash tilset, and that's because if you use tiled, so go ahead and open up tiled, which I installed for you guys, I actually included with the project. So go ahead and open that up and wait for it to open. And okay, so here's the level 1 tile set right here. So if you look here, this is the actual tile set that I provide for you guys, and this is the actually level I created. And I actually included a video too on creating levels, so watch that if you want to learn how to create levels, your own levels. So now this TMX file here references a file called tileset.png. So what we did is we put that graphic file inside this GFX folder, and it's called tileset.png. So let's go ahead and open that. And if you look at there, you'll see that it's just a whole bunch of like little tiles. And so whenever you build levels, and if you don't want to use the default tile set I provided, you can use your own, but you just have to make sure that you copy and paste whatever graphic file is set to that image for it. Whatever you save this as and whatever you're using here, you have to make sure you save that same graphics file in the GFX folder, and you have to make sure that you reference it here. And just so, for example, if you have level 2, then you want to make sure that it has GFX slash whatever your tile set file is called. So that's about it for as far as the TMX, and that's how levels are loaded. This TMX loader here actually pulls the graphics from this graphic file, which is pretty cool. So it knows which files you're going to use, and it actually pulls them and lays them out for you. So it's pretty awesome. So that's pretty much it for reskinning. And here, this method here, you can pretty much we load the ground here. So we have a ground object, and we say, hey, if, as you see here in tiled, we have objects called ground, another one called ground there. And if you see here, we say, hey, if it's ground, then we want to create a body. If it's a coin, then we create a sprite for the coin. If it's finish line, then we create a body for it. If it's a spike, we create a body for it, and we set user data to spike. And then we also have a collision detector here. And where are you? So here's our collision detector right here, our contact listener. And basically this detects all the collisions. So when the player collides with the coin, it actually, makes a sound, and it recycles the coin, removes that body. And also here, if the player is finish line, then we show the level's finished. Another one is if the player collides with a spike, then the level is failed. And you can add your own methods here. For example, if you want to have rubies, then you can add, like, up here, you'll just, when you make your levels, you'll put like a ruby object, and inside of your here, you'll just say if object name dot equals ruby, then create a body for it, and then set the user data to ruby. And then once you check in the collision detector, you can do if user data player and b user data equals ruby, then you can do something here. So that's pretty much it. As spikes, you can add like enemies. So if you want enemies, you just pretty much change the spike code. You'll add, instead of having spikes here, you can actually leave the spikes too, but you'll add like enemy object, name it enemy, and then inside of your here, inside of that loop method, you'll just add if object name equals enemy, then create a body for it and set the user data to enemy. And then you'll just go back to your collision detector method, and you'll do another if get user data player and b user body equals enemy, then you'll do something like show level filled. So as you see, guys, that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. As far as monetization goes, this project is already integrated with AdMob banners. So to use that, you just simply need to go to your main activity and scroll down to set content view, and you need to put your app ID here from your AdMob account. You need to put it here, and if you want test devices, then you need to add those here. So that's it, guys. I hope this helped you out. This is just a quick synopsis of the entire project. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. I actually provided a lot of comments, and as you see here, I provided like a lot of comments. You can see them, so you pretty much can kind of read through, and the comments should be able to guide you through. So hope this helps, and good luck.